Title: The Last Canvas ***. Dr. Aru Mehta was one of Mumbai's most successful surgeons. At 45, he had everything: a sprawling penthouse, luxury cars, and a reputation that made him the go-to doctor for celebrities. But he had built this empire at a cost. He hadn't spoken to his father in 15 years. The fight had been about Aaron's mother. When she was dying of cancer, his father, Kishanlal, a struggling artist, had sold their family home to try an experimental treatment in America. It failed. Aru never forgave him for wasting the money on false hope instead of securing Aru's education. "You're a dreamer who destroy our family," Aru had screamed before cutting all ties. One December morning, Aru received a call from an unknown number. "Dr. Mehta, I'm calling from Sunshine Old Age Home in Pune. Your father, Mr. Kishanlal Mehta, is here. He's not well, final stage liver failure. He is maybe a week." Aaron's hands trembled. "He must need money for treatment." "No sir, he refuses treatment. He just has one request: he wants to paint your portrait before the end." Aru almost declined, but something in the nurse's voice stopped him. That evening, he drove to Pune, his mind churning with 15 years of anger and questions. The old age home was a modest building that smelled of fennel and sadness. Aru found his father in a small room, surrounded by paintings. Kishanlal had aged drastically, his once robust frame now skeletal, his artist hands trembling with illness. "Aru," Kishanlal's eyes lit up, then dimmed. "You came? The nurse said you wanted to paint me," Aru said coldly. "Let's get this over with." Kishanlal nodded, setting up his easel with shaking hands. As he began painting, he spoke softly. "I've painted you every year on your birthday. 15 portraits. Based on newspaper photos of the famous Dr. Mehta." Aru noticed the paintings lining the walls, all of him at different stages of success. His first medical degree, his first award, his hospital inauguration. His father had been following his journey from afar. "Why?" Aru asked, his voice cracking slightly. "Because pride doesn't need proximity," Kishanlal whispered, his brush moving despite the pain. "And love doesn't diminish with distance." As Kishanlal painted, a young boy entered the room. "Nanaji, I brought your medicine." Aru was startled. "Who's this, Raj?" Kishanlal smiled weakly. "One of many children I teach art to here. For free." The matron appeared at the door. "Mr. Kishanlal has been our blessing. He's taught over 200 underprivileged children to paint in the last decade. Many now work as commercial artists, some got art scholarships. He never took a penny." She pointed to a corner where dozens of greeting cards were stacked. "These children send him cards every festival. He's dying surrounded by more love than most people see in a lifetime." Aru felt his chest tighten. But where did you get money to live?" Kishanlal coughed, spakes of blood staining his handkerchief. "I sold paintings, small ones, on the roadside. It was enough. You could have called me. I have money now." "I didn't want your money, son. I wanted your forgiveness, but I understood your anger. I failed as a provider." As the portrait took shape, Aru noticed something extraordinary. His father wasn't painting him in his expensive suit or with his stethoscope. He was painting young Aru, maybe 7 years old, sitting on his father's shoulders, both laughing at a fair, cotton candy in hand. "Why this memory?" Aru asked, tears now flowing freely. "Because that was the last time you looked at me with love instead of disappointment," Kishanlal said, his breathing labored. "That's how I want to remember us." Suddenly, Kishanlal's hand seized, the brush falling. Aru rushed forward, his medical training kicking in. But he knew his father was having organ failure. "Papa." The word escaped Aaron's lips for the first time in 15 years. Kishanlal smiled through the pain. "I need to tell you about your mother. Please, save your energy." "No. Listen, that experimental treatment. It wasn't for her cancer. She knew she was dying. It was for research. She donated her body to that American lab. They used her case to develop a treatment that has now saved thousands. Aru gasped. His mother had been part of a medical breakthrough he'd actually studied. "She made me promise to let you hate me rather than her," she said. "Let him become a doctor with anger as fuel rather than sadness as burden. Every life you save. Carries her breath in it. Double quotes." Kishanlal's eyes began closing. "The painting. Finish it. Papa. Please." No hospitals. Let me go looking at my greatest creation. You. For the next 6 hours, Aru sat beside his father, holding his hand. They talked about everything: the struggles after selling the house, how Kishanlal survived on the streets before finding work, how he'd sneak into Aaron's medical school graduation and cried with pride from the last row. "I'm sorry, Papa, I'm so sorry," Aru sobbed. "Don't be. You became who you were meant to be. Every patient you healed. I'm proud." "Your mother's proud." As dawn broke, Kishanlal asked Aru to help him add final touches to the painting. Guiding his father's failing hand with his own steady surgeon's fingers, they completed it together, their first and last collaboration. Kishanlal passed away that morning, his head resting on Aaron's shoulder, finally at peace. At the funeral, Aru was stunned. Over 300 people came, children with their parents, young artists, old-age home residents. Each carried a small painting Kishanlal had gifted them over the years. The boy Raj spoke through tears. "Nanaji taught us that art isn't about selling paintings for lakhs. It's about painting life into empty hearts." Aru discovered his father's diary that night. The last entry read, "If God grants me one more day, I'll see my son. If not, I'll paint him in heaven's gallery. But I'll tell his mother our angry boy became a healer. We broke our backs, but we built his wings." Today, Aru has converted one wing of his hospital into a free children's art therapy center. The entrance displays his father's final painting, not worth millions in money, but priceless in love. He often stands before it, touching the dried paint that holds his father's last fingerprints. Every child who enters receives a pamphlet with Kishanlal's photo and story. It reads, "This center is named after Kishanlal Mehta, who sold masterpieces on footpaths but painted dreams in young hearts. He died poor in wealth but rich in legacy. He was my father. I discovered it too late." Don't wait to recognize angels. They often come disguised as ordinary people who love you extraordinarily. Moral. The bridges we burning anger often lead to places we desperately want to return to. Parents may fail in providing luxury, but their sacrifices run deeper than we can fathom. Success means nothing if you've lost the people who broke themselves to build your foundation. And sometimes, the parent you're ashamed of is secretly a hero in someone else's story. Time doesn't wait for pride to break. Forgiveness delayed is love lost forever.